Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this hybrid meeting of the Angus Licensing Board. I would remind all attendees that this meeting is being recorded and webcast live on the Council's YouTube channel. I would further remind all remote attendees to mute their microphones when they're not speaking, unless they wish to speak, and they should do so by raising their hands remotely. Can I also remind remote members attending hybrid meetings where quasi-judicial matters are being considered that they will not be permitted to participate by audio only and must have their video and camera functions switched on at all times. So welcome, everybody. Item number 1 is apologies for absence. Elaine.
Thank you, Vice Convener. Thank you, Vice Convener. We have apologies for Councillor Meehan, Councillor Durno and Councillor Whiteside.
Okay, thank you very much. Item 2, declarations of interest and statements of transparency. Do we have any of these? I see no intimations. Thank you very much. Item 3, minute of the previous meeting. Are we happy to submit that as a true record? Thank you very much. Item 4 is new premises licence applications under the Licensing Scotland Act 2005. A, the Junction, Dundee Road, New Tile, and I believe we have Janet Malloy here as well. Thank you very much. And I'll hand over to you to address the committee. Thank you.
Can I just say thank you for deferring this for me to seek assistance to present a revised operating plan. The premises are now called the Junction. It was formerly the Belmont Arms Hotel. The way it's been designed now is to make it predominantly residential with a facility to hold functions, the functions being serviced by other local service providers. The residential aspect can be either as a bed and breakfast, fully self-catered, or indeed and/or events. The issues last time mainly centred around the children and young person conditions, and as a result I've now agreed to fix baby changing facilities in the disabled toilets, so that will be accessible to both male and female. I would also like to ask the board to use their discretionary powers to exclude the following sections from the modal local conditions. They are 2A4, 2A6, 2B and 2H. The first 3 are age-related, referring to times that children and young persons must leave licensed premises. Obviously, due to the residential nature, I wouldn't be able to comply with those. And 2H is in regard to a children's menu, and I wouldn't be able to comply with that because of the self-catering aspect. Finally, and just for further clarity for the board, I will be on premises to supply the alcohol for sale. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'll now hand over to the LSO. There is an LSO's report, but Kevin, do you have anything you wish to add?
Thank you, Convener. No, I had a discussion with Janet following the initial meeting. The board highlighted the conditions that she would have to consider excluding if she was wanting this premise to be granted a licence. I think she's done that with the revised operating plan. Additionally, the addition of the changing facilities available to both males and females is an important part which is addressed as well. Other than that, I think the revised operating plan would work.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll now hand over to members of the board. If they have any questions, please raise your hand digitally or in person. No questions at all. Okay. Does the applicant wish to add anything to sum up? No? Okay, well then I'll now invite comments if anyone has any. Councillor Clark.
Thank you very much, and good morning, colleagues. Good morning, everybody. I'm comforted with listening to our LSO and reading the revised plan, etc. I'm perfectly happy and would be happy to go along with the recommendations, etc. And I would like to actually say well done. We're maybe not at that stage yet, but I am comforted, Vice Chair.
Thank you very much. Do any other members have any other comments they wish to add? I don't see any. Okay, I'll turn now to motions. We have the recommendations in front of us. Are there any motions? Councillor Clark.
Yes, Vice Chair, you won't be surprised to know that I'll move that we grant the licence.
Can I just clarify that that is subject to the variation in the conditions outlined by the applicant?
Indeed.
Yes. Okay. Well, then I would be perfectly happy to second that. Are there any other motions or amendments? I don't detect any. So the board is then unanimously agreed. Agreed. Thank you very much. It is granted as varied. Thank you. Okay. Turning now to item 5, which is the Chief Constable's report. Do we have someone from Police Scotland here to address us on this?
Hi, good morning. Dan Smith from the Divisional Licensing Team.
Good morning. Do you wish to address the board, please?
Yes, good morning. Sorry. Do you have a copy of the Chief Constable's report?
Yes, it's included in the papers.
Thank you. I don't intend to read out the Chief Constable's annual report in its entirety. However, licensing officers routinely carry out licensed premises inspections and checks of paperwork to ensure legislation compliance. Any breaches are pointed out to the licence holder and usually the matter is rectified immediately and no further action is taken. We are in regular contact with the licensing standing officers and have a good working relationship with Kevin Leith and ensure that they are cited on any visits and compliance issues that we have. Angus Council, Angus community-based police officers are encouraged to routinely visit licensed premises with the locality areas and dedicate to the weekend policing plan to support the nighttime economy. Within the reporting period, there are, within 163 recorded incidents to the licensed premises within the board area involving incidents of crime, drunkenness, disorder and or minor breaches of licensing legislations. However, you'll see that there's a number of licensing offences recorded between the 1st of April 2023 and the 31st of March 2024. And on the whole, they're very low, and it's a lot of good work with the actual premises themselves, the police officers, the licensing standard officers. Unlicensed sale of alcohol, we've only had one. The sale of supply out with licensed hours, one. Drunk persons entering premises on which alcohol is sold is just one. Drunk and incapable and relevant premises, one. Obtaining alcohol by or for a drunk person, 0. Sale of alcohol to a drunk person, 0. Staff members being drunk on premises, just 1. Drunk and disorderly conduct on premises, 2. Refusal to leave licensed premises, 2. And obstructing a constable, 0. Very low. Again, a lot of good work being carried out within the Angus council area. Within the reporting period, the divisional licensing team submitted 0 applications to the board for review of personal licences. The divisional licensing team submitted 0 applications in relation to premise review licences. There were 2 notifications of conviction letters submitted on behalf of premises. Within the reporting period, there were 272 recorded inspections to licensed premises. A key task for the divisional licensing team on a day-to-day basis is to review all incidents that have occurred either within or within the vicinity of licensed premises throughout the board area. We have a range of options to assist us with these identified issues. These options are staged from flexible response, from simply engaging and advising staff at licensed premises, and at the lower end of the scale to grading premises as being problematic and requesting reviews of premise licence by the licensing board in relation to more serious matters. And as I've outlined, we've not had to take that course of action during this year. The level of engagement from within Angus licensing trade is very good, and in the vast majority of cases, this approach has reduced any escalation or occurrences in incidents. Within the reporting period, there were no licensed premises within the board area that had an agreed action plan, which is quite positive. There has been 0 recorded incidents of sales of alcohol to children or young persons within Angus council area within the last 12 months, which again is a very positive outcome. We are in our 2nd year of our national campaign, It'll Cost You. This campaign is aimed at preventing and deterring the sale of or purchase of alcohol for anyone under the age of 18. Licensing officers visited premises in and around Angus and delivered posters and training to staff and to raise awareness of proxy sales. Our Police Scotland youth volunteers and community officers have been working hard with local licence holders and through social media platforms to educate and help prevent children buying alcohol, which has had a good result, as I've just outlined. In the forthcoming year, the Divisional Licence Team will continue to work in conjunction with the community and response officers to achieving local and national priorities by tackling alcohol-related violence and disorder and ensuring strict adherence to the licence objectives and the Licensing Board policy, whilst upholding strong partner relationships together with yourselves and other, such as immigration. We're looking forward to further large-scale events to be held in the Tayside area, and we are working in partnership with event organisers and Angus Council to scrutinise and support alcohol management plans to ensure the safe operation of these events. We will continue our bystander trainer to promote intervention and preventions in and around licensed premises by delivering this to licence holders, premises staff and SIA staff and taxi drivers. Now, on the 25th of October, I'm attending Angus House to carry out bystander training as a part of Alcohol Awareness Week. This was meant to have occurred in July, however, with the call of the general election to be knocked on its head. So I'm working closely with Maureen McGinley, the Development Officer, the Alcohol Partnership. We want people to report if they see something suspicious and things like that. We want to support licensees and those who work in pubs and clubs and to spot potential signs of spiking and ensure the premises are safe for all. The Divisional Licensing Team will have all received training to enable to deliver this bystander training, and we are here if anybody is interested, and we are going across the whole of Tayside area promoting this. And bystander training is early intervention for the nighttime economy. Now, test purchasing, which falls into the underage sales of alcohol, is a tool for Police Scotland, and in terms of Section 105 of the Licensing Scotland Act 2005, the standard operating procedure has now been finalised to ensure it's legally compliant and cannot be challenged in court. However, it is a tool that is to be used as a last resort, as it involves the authorisation of director surveillance, and paramount consideration must be given to the health and welfare of the young persons involved. The process involves specific selection of young persons and can be complex and lengthy. The operation must be intelligence-led, and there's also a legal requirement to inform the premise licence holder that they may be subject to test purchasing. To ensure a fair and lawful result due to this, there were no test purchasing operations carried out during the last period of the report. Consideration will be given to carrying out test purchase operations in future where there is credible intelligence. And just finally, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the board and staff at Angus Council for the continuing support and close working relationship that we've forged over the forthcoming year, ensuring that the licence objectives are met and our community continue to be kept safe. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I'll now turn to members. Do members have any questions that they wish to ask about this report? Councillor Gregg.
Thank you, Vice Convener. Just with regards to the test purchases, obviously I understand that there's a requirement for them to sort of be able to meet a test so that they're able to be successful if challenged in court. But from what you said, to me it sounded like there's going to be a reduction in those. Is that correct, or will they still be continued to be carried out with the sort of the amount that we have had?
Yeah, they'll still be carried out, but we have tests and as director surveillance, so we have to be intelligence-led. We can't just, we wouldn't just go up to any premise and purchase. But certainly, as I've outlined, it would have to be some sort of intelligence, a focus on that particular premise, and in fairness to the premise licence holder, we'd have to let them know. But there'll not be any reduction. Where we get intelligence, we will act.
Anything further on that, Councillor Gregg? No? Okay, Councillor Brace, please.
Yes, thanks, Convener. It's not really a suppose a question that should be directed to the police, but perhaps to our own officers. And it regards page 5 of the report, page 21 of our papers, where we see a dramatic increase year on year in the number of occasional licenses applied for, and also the number of personal licenses. Is this just a statistical anomaly, a quirk, or is there any sort of explanation for this that we might want to be aware of?
Is that for me? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to come in there, Darren, if that's okay. Councillor Braisley, yeah, I note the increase in numbers. I don't have any data that would suggest a particular reason for the increase. I wonder if part of it is just that the premises are now starting and events are now starting to get up and running more so. So people are getting back on board with the personal licences, so they're able to do all of that. Businesses are increasing. Occasional licences is always a very hot topic, as we know, and it is something that I can advise. The board just now was raised at the Local Authority Lawyers Group, the SOLAR Group, with the Scottish Government representative in terms of the legislation around that, because obviously we're bound by that and we can't say no unless there's a particular reason to refuse the application. They have given an assurance that they're going to go and look at that in government terms with the relevant minister. But other than that, I don't have anything. I don't know, Darren, if you have anything else you want to add.
What we're finding, and it's post-COVID, that we're getting a lot more occasionals for farmers markets, market stalls, things like that. That's where we're seeing a big increase in occasional licenses. Obviously, when COVID and it was happening, a lot of the premises were thinking outside the box and having outside pavement cafes and such like. But we're finding, just as we're getting back to a new normal, that it's more the stalls that we're getting the occasionals in for. Thanks.
Councillor Brace, do you have anything further to add there?
Well, no, not really, but I'm glad that this is being looked at, because I would have thought there might be a better way of handling farmers' market stalls when it's the same people applying for the same sort of licence, just in a different location and doing it round and round in a circuit. There's also seems to be licensed premises which are applying for occasional licences multiple times. Hopefully we could find a better way of dealing with that, but that's for others to find. Thanks.
Thank you for that, Councillor Braze. And if there are no other questions for the police, I'll put on record the board's thanks to the police for that report. And I think I speak for the whole board when I say that I look forward to continued close working between both the board and Police Scotland. So thank you very much. We'll turn now to item 6, which is personal licences, delegated approvals. The recommendation is to note. Are we happy to note those? Okay. Item 7, occasional licences, delegated approvals. The recommendation is to note these. Are we happy to do so? Thank you. And item 8, premises licences, minor variations. These are delegated as well, and the recommendation is to note. Are we happy to do so? Thank you very much. Before we turn to item 9, I'm advised that it is standard practice for the live stream to be switched off at this point. Are members happy for us to do so? Yes, thank you very much. Please stop the live stream. Okay, and we're back live, and that brings us therefore to the end of the Angus Licensing Board. Thank you all very much for your attendance, and we will see you at the next one. So can we have the live stream for this finished, please?
Thanks, convener.
Thanks, John. Can you stop the live stream, please?